So, yeah, we understand that doesn't quite register with, you know, the number of keys, but what he also says is that, you know, people, they bring, you know, their key holders, they invite friends, so.
I went out there the other day, there was tape on the locks, pull them open.
Yeah.
Are these keys the same keys that have been used for 10 years, or they change periodically?
Let's change the locks.
If you look on the
changed every
budget,
year.
there's a security.
I saw
item.
that thing, yeah.
We change those every February.
Every February, okay, once a year, all right.
My other question was in regards to the corporation yard. How is that being utilized right now?
It's the place where, you know, the tractor is, it's the place where the lawnmower is, you know, it's the same operation here, it's just being done with different people.
So the for-profit places are using our place with storage for free?
Well, I wouldn't say for free. I mean, what we've been doing is working with this company to try to get, you know, the lowest cost possible. And so part of that too, when Steve talked about, as part of this $151,000 budget, that the actual mowing of the lawns is subcontracted out. Well, that's because they were able to find a company to do it at a less cost than they could do it. And so, you know, and the same thing with as far as the storage of equipment. If we weren't, if we didn't allow them to do that, well then they would be transported, I mean, back and forth, and the town would be paying for that. So, you know, that's something that, over the past year, or actually 9 months, you know, Steve's been working with them, and it's been, you know, really a good learning experience this first year. And as we, you know, put together the budget and as we negotiate the next year's contract, you know, Steve's really been fine tuning how, you know, how things get done. But it's all towards, you know, what the focus on is, how do you get, you know, the same amount or more work done at the lowest cost possible.
If we considered moving the corporation yard, could it be made into a smaller with what it's only being stored for, it sounds like 2 or 3 items?
I mean, the courtyard's there and we use it. Could it be made smaller? You know, you could make it smaller. You know how those things are. If you made it bigger, they'd put more stuff in there.
Right.
You
Make
make
it
it
bigger.
smaller, they'd put less stuff in there.
Yeah.
You know, it's what's there now, so I don't know how much room you would pick up. You know, but it's needed. We need a place to put the little trucks, and, you know, even, we still have a lawnmower because there's times we have to get out and mow because we've got meetings. And we still need to do those things.
So are you,
So-
just a comment here as we're kind of talking back and forth, pretty much we're in a transition. This is the first year with MCD, yeah. And trying to figure out all the who's in what's where everybody's role is, and even with our programs and events, and who's running events and who's not running events. So you kind of, are you watching this to see how things fold and making changes as they go then?
It's my job.
Right.
Not
So
only
you
the
would probably
park-
by this.
Not only the park, unfortunately, I've got the streets and then the buildings also.
Understand,
So it's, you know.
but, so by this time next year, you probably have a totally different picture of where we are, kind of how things
Yeah.
are running a little
Yeah,
better.
we definitely made changes already with, you know, I think, well, we ran over our budget in the park. We were under in the street and over in the park. So we made adjustments to the budget for this year. Because, you know, they said we can do the park in this amount of time, and I said, as things got started, no, they wanted the park guy to go work out in the street one day a week. That's not gonna happen. In fact, some of the street guys are gonna come in and help, you know, because I know how important this park is to a lot of people. You know, so, a lot more people are gonna complain about weed in this park than they are out in the street.
Yes,
Do you have any capital, I didn't see any capital improvements other than the painting going on in the budget? Is there any capital budget?
It's really the 35,000 for the painting and repairs to the pavilion, and the 15,000 for the tennis court service. And that.
Now, what I didn't see also was, I know we talked and I know it's there, but it's maybe not in the papers in front of us, is the 30,000 or whatever for the master plan.
Yes, and that's part of the capital improvement program, so yes, it's not part of the operating budget.
It's town separate off from the town, or what?
Excuse me?
Where's that money?
It's
Show up?
being is part of the capital improvement program.
Okay.
So it's part, I mean, this is just three, very small part of the budget, which is this thick.
Okay.
And it's part of the overall city operating budget.
Town, okay, that's on
Okay.
that. That's all right.
That was a question. Okay. Anyone else? All right, so, any recommendations to staff as far as budget, going forward, because this will be presented to the council in the next couple of weeks?
Yeah, and actually, this has already been presented to the council.
They approved it?
No, in the May meeting, and then in the June meeting, I believe, is when the council is scheduled to approve the operating budget.
Well, I'm excited about the tennis courts. I think that's great, that we have an opportunity to eliminate a hazard out there. And that's important for all who use our park.
And we're getting those playground issues dealt with too, just so you know.
Great, great.
That's part of sand and stuff like that.
It's sand, but we've got, remember the matting on
Right, the matting,
the
yeah.
equipment?
Yeah,
And then the
It's-
teeter totter and.
right, yeah.
There's
The ones
issues.
that we pointed out,
Now, just a throwback here for a moment, and I apologize, I'm looking at my notes. The preschool money funds, they all go into the general fund. Now, we don't do any maintenance for them, is that correct?
That's not correct. We maintain those buildings.
So if we maintain those buildings, then why does all the preschool money go into the general fund and not into the park fund as revenue then?
I don't know, I mean, that's a policy decision that was made.
Might be a recommendation if we are made, because I know, well, okay, if you're gonna mow and blowing in front of the preschool, no big deal. But if we're doing maintenance on that building,
We fix the roofs, we take care of the buildings.
okay, so if that is what we do, and that comes out of the
No,
57,
well, yes,
does it go into 57?
yes, I guess, well, now, it didn't before, but now what we've done is we've taken, the park is the park, including all the buildings within it. Where it used to be the park was the park, and then buildings was 59, park was 57. We blended all the buildings in the park into the 57 account now to help us say, if we ever wanna say, what does the park cost?
Well,
Here's
then,
the park now,
if
so
that is the case,
This is
then
something
those,
we can't look back on.
okay, but that's fine, we can't go back, and it's
Right.
been done in the past. But if now all the buildings in the park are in part of 57,
Yeah.
as you're describing to us, I mean, this is not a great deal of money, we're talking maybe $6,500. But if in fact that is the money, I mean, we've made that mistake in the past where the tennis fund money went into the general fund and didn't go into the tennis account. I would hate to think at this point that we don't catch this now and say that these preschool money, if in fact, should go into 57 as well.
Well, to me, it's really a lot about how the city wants to do the budget.
Well, that's it.
Because when you think about it, yes, the lease payments from the school goes into the general fund, but this is general fund. So this, so.
Yeah, but
what-
you could say that with the tennis money, you could say that with the classes and everything else, but that's not where it goes.
Well, but what I'm saying is that all those revenues go into the general fund, which that same general fund is used to fund all, all the dollars that you see on
Yeah, but
this budget.
if you're trying to see your income and your expenses here, any analysis, whether you have, it's like having a corporation, and I got a division that makes toys over here, and I got another division that makes, dolls over here. I still wanna know what that division is doing and how it's doing its job. And if I don't have all the revenue, is it gonna make a big difference? No, but I still think that at this point, if that's how we're setting up our books and going that way, and maybe I'm wrong and I'll reach out to my other commissioners, I would think that small $6,000 should.
Well, it's times 10 or 12.
Yeah,
I mean,
it is, so then it adds, that's a month, that adds up
Yeah.
to a significant amount of money.
Even if it's internal, it should show up.
Yeah, it
It's
should
already-
be,
in-
no, I tend to agree.
I think it should be in 57. If you're doing maintenance and
Well,
it's part of the
particularly
building.
since we may have to do a lot of repairs.
Well, yeah, if this appears like we've got some
Yeah,
repair issues that are gonna happen over there, and if that's the case, that's gonna show directly here. But
Right.
there's gonna be no income reflected from.
No,
what
and
we're fixing.
then the public sees us going, oh, look at what the town is spending on the park. And we're not showing that line item. It's over here in another bucket. And yeah, you all may know that, and other people, but the public doesn't see it.
What you're describing, I mean, in cities do that, and they call it an internal service fund, where they do keep track of, you know, revenues that are generated, in this case, from this park and all the activities in the park, and all the expenses that it takes to keep the park in a certain condition, to support all the different activities that go on in the park. So, I mean, some cities do that. I think what you would find is that, you know, if this were the revenue, and this were the expenses, it'll look like that. But again, I mean, it's just the way the town in the past has chosen to.
But we're not
to
doing
do
everything in the
this.
past anymore.
Yeah.
So I guess my question to my other commissioners, is it a recommendation should we make a recommendation to the council that we see those funds in revenue for park maintenance?
It's nothing other than an internal number, it doesn't.
Right, it's
there's
an
nothing-
internal number, but it gives you,
It gives us an idea of what we're doing.
Right,
it's good business.
yeah. I mean, because there is going to be
It's in the
expenses.
park. It's gonna be in the
involved,
park.
I mean, the financial committee can give us that number.
Right.
That's all we're asking for, right?
Yeah, we're asking you to take that money, no other different than throwing it into a
No
revenue.
different than Little League.
Right,
Right,
but they don't, we don't see that. We get Little League, we get classes,
Exactly, that's my
we
point.
get, you know, everything else, but we don't get preschool.
right.
Well, I think it's an extension of the request you made earlier this evening about the quarter.
Right, and
But it's
that's,
just taking the whole, you know, everything in the park.
right,
So, you know, Steve and I can make that request to the finance folks, is that, you know, really taking a look at all the revenues and expenses associated with everything that happens here in Oklahoma.
I think it would be good for the commission going forward, and also with the transition that we're also doing, to have that. I think it's important to start looking at those things. Because there's gonna be more questions, I think, in the future. So that would be my recommendation. So I don't know, then if it's just, you know, reporting and how you report to the commission, then that's fine. But I guess I would turn to staff on how to present that, or if it needs to go to council as a recommendation.
Well, we'll make that, we'll relay this back to the city manager and the finance director. They can determine whether or not this is something.
Yeah, and if not, I think just in reporting them in the future to us on a quarterly basis to the commission, that it being that pool.
Am I missing something? Do we show other income on here?
No, I happened to ask Steve.
As I'm looking, I'm going, okay, well, so where's the other, where's
No, we're not showing anything.
No, you're not showing anything, but I
it
had
is-
requested what you
Yes,
get
yes.
for classes and what they budgeted, and just to share with you right now, I don't have actuals for 2012, but I have 2010 and 11. And social fees, it was $86,062. Meeting fees were $77,460. Miscellaneous fees is probably just usage, day usage when people have large groups, it's about $2,750. Classes were $9,953. Weddings were $89,550, so giving a grand total of revenue of $265,775.
And what year was that?
2010 through 2011, and now recommended budget is 76,000. No weddings, 35 for social, 35,000 for social. Meetings fees were 30, $1,000 for miscellaneous. Class fees 10,000, which is pretty consistent. So, so taking out weddings, which they did have in their budget last year, 20,000. The original budget was 90,000. The revised was 20,000, and this budget there is none. So you got 76,000 that they're budgeting for in revenue from programs. Remember, that's just your program.
As part of the operating budget complete, there is, the first part of that does talk about all the revenues.
Mhm.
And so that's where all this information
Yeah.
comes. Yeah, what we're presenting here is just all the expenditures.
I'm sure you can pull a GL down just like you did here. And then on top of general, I'm sure you pulled down the income side, just as easy out of the general.
Yeah, actually, the income side for the whole town is 3 pages long.
Yeah.
The expense side's
Pretty easy.
what he was talking about.
Yeah.
It's like this.
So I just think it'd be fun, it would be a good exercise for the commission to see on a quarterly basis.
All of the income.
All of the income and then all of your expenses. And then you also know, I mean, Jean used to give us keys, so it would be, it might be interesting to see what the keys are, but that would be my. Okay.
So that's noted and we'll pass that on.
Yeah, it's just a notation. If nothing else, and if the council says no way, then it'd be nice when it reports as income, that we can see it then, so then the commission can see it, and have an idea what revenue is actually coming into the park. Okay. Anything else? Next July meeting, well, we do have
Week
it
after.
No,
July 11th.
right.
I won't be here.
You won't, you won't be. That is when your new commissioners will take office, is in July. It's when the commission would probably be a great idea to vote on their new chair and vice chair.
Yeah, that was something we were gonna need to bring up, as you guys, or the commission should elect their officers at that meeting.
Yeah.
Well, we won't even, if we can't make it, there won't be a quorum.
You'll have all your new,
All the new people.
You'll have all the
Yeah.
new people will be on board. They
Don't-
get appointed
don't
at the end of June.
Vote for me for something if I.
That's not fair.
No, I was gonna.
There are no
I see,
promises,
and the
you
thing is,
know?
I was,
Volunteer,
yeah,
there you go.
no,
No, that's.
No.
I know,
no, I
I-
was gonna ask you and Bob.
I
if-
talked to
if
Diane
you were
last week, I
interested.
know she wanted to do this.
Yeah.
So they always set up that little flare. So
Yeah.
anyway, though, I think it's a lot going, that's, I don't know what to say. I think they extended it until June, and those new commissioners take office, be their first meeting, which you'll probably need to have some kind of,
Is it July 3rd?
July 4th is the
We're gonna do
Wednesday,
the
so then it's the
11th.
11th.
And I
So,
wasn't gonna be here.
Yeah,
this
you
week,
guys,
so.
the commission, you can call that meeting at the end of this, what day you wanna make that meeting.
That's
trying
the
to make it.
Says it right here.
It
Yeah, I
says
know.
it's gonna be 11th, but I'm gonna be gone.
So do you want to make it the following week?
18th,
The 18th?
I could do the 18th.
I'm out.
You're out.
I don't know that, I'm not sure. I will be back in town, but I'm not sure if I would, I don't know what's happening that week. I
Well, you know,
don't know if that's the week that my kids are
Yeah.
coming.
July 18th is actually a council meeting.
Not a good
Oh,
day.
so
Couldn't
that's
do
the
that.
Wednesday.
No.
I'm out that week.
Not a good.
And then it'll be the 25th, so that's, no, I don't know.
Could be July 2nd, which is the day before, or July 3rd.
I won't be here.
Not all that week.
Nobody's here.
Well, I was just the other option.
So do we normally meet in?
Cancel July meeting.
Then you meet in August?
Do we
I
always
will
not
be here
meet
the
one of
10th, but
months?
I won't be here the 11th, and that's.
Then you don't meet till September.
Yeah. I will be here the 10th.
Well, I think we shoot for July, and then July 11th, and then if the
How many
commissioner,
new commissioners are we gonna have?
3.
3 new, 3? 4?
there should be a body of 7.
You 4, and then 3 in.
Okay.
There's 5 of us. Right?
Well, no,
Oh,
you 3, 4, and then 3 in.
Yes,
Correct.
right, not counting Shirley.
oh,
Not counting me.
okay.
So there's 4 and the total
Band-Aid
is,
on my.
I mean,
I mean,
yeah,
so there's
I'm not
7,
great with numbers, but.
yeah.
there's 7 total. So I think we'll leave it for July 11th, and then who can make it, can make it.
See what happens.
Yeah,
So, do we have any agenda items for that meeting?
other than the election
We want to put on there?
commissioner.
I don't know, is there anything that the commission wants on the agenda for July?
Are we up on the agenda, appoint a new chairperson?
You need a new,
Appoint chairman.
a new
Appoint
chairman,
chairperson.
and you should, according to our rules, and we should have a vice chair, a second. Their terms are 1 year. So in case the chair cannot make it, you have a vice chair. So you need 2 positions
Okay.
going forward, which we haven't done.
Campaign trail.
Put your
But
bumper stickers
I'm
up.
sorry, but I still have a question regarding the Dames representative.
Sure.
Do we have, is that one of the positions that's gonna be filled? As far as, I mean, you have a new, I
mean, we had,
don't,
We voted on a position,
yeah.
from the Dames.
the Dames,
Uh-huh.
and I guess we'll wait to see how it goes from there.
Okay.
So there has been an appointed person from the Dames.
Okay, so is that one of the 7 then?
No, it will have to be one of the 7.
Okay,
So usually, the commission is usually made up of a foundation representative, a Dames representative, and then 5 others.
So the Dames rep is unknown, is the
No,
foundation rep?
Who is-
No?
He's
Okay.
Frank Merrill.
Frank is the foundation. Doesn't he seem like the
Foundation's
foundation?
right.
yeah.
Doesn't he seem like the
Got
foundation?
the right name. That's right.
And the Dames have voted on it, so that leaves however it works out. That is how it's normally run, normally according to the book.
Do we get to know who that is, or is that just, they haven't agreed to do it, or,
They've agreed to do it.
oh, okay.
And it's showing.
It is me.
Oh, okay.
We'll see if that goes forward.
Thank you.
And probably, there's a real high chance that it won't go forward.
So then, if not, then the Dames will have
Will
someone
not have
else?
a representative on the council, on this commission.
So with that, then there's
Unless
only
they need,
3, then
unless
there's
they
only
need
3 of
someone
them.
else, right?
Yeah, unless somebody else
And there's
follows.
only 6
Well,
instead of 7.
Yeah, there's a,
There's some,
there's a lot of politics going on right now, so we'll just leave it at that.
Some shows.
Okay, so we don't have to do anything on this budget as far as,
No, all we have
It's
to
all
do is,
educational.
yes, and there's no
Okay.
change.
Just
Okay.
like this.
all right.
We don't necessarily have to vote to recommend that.
No,
They were
but I just, that's what I mean, we don't have to vote for consent or anything.
We'll lay that one on.
So, may I have a motion to adjourn the meeting?
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
I,
Aye.
and I have a comment that's not, it's just about the Arts Committee is having a concert in the park on the
Right.
28th, I think it's a
Alice
Thursday.